All right. So here's the quick rundown. First thing you need to consider, right, is make sure you know your students. Get to know your students. All right. That's the number one. First thing you do, you're taking on a new job, right?
Yeah, I still remember there is the two kinds of students, and the instructor should make the. Let me explain that two kinds of the students. So one of them want to get high grades and not get that perfect or get the higher knowledge, while the other one is he's trying to get the both high grade, but at least he will not leave the course unless take the knowledge and use it for his purpose. So the first kind we're trying to make him or shift him toward the second one.
Yeah. So you're right. You have a point there. But what I want you to understand is the first thing you do when you start your new job, you have a new job coming up shortly, right? You're starting a new position.
That's what I hope.
Yeah.
I'm
What
optimistic about it, and I
it's
hope yes,
teaching.
inshallah.
It's
English instructor
teaching.
teaching, yes.
So
Unfortunately, because the recent circumstances, they had to close our college, so they are not going to be continuing this year, and they just focus on the least students who uh, whom they have less than 1 hour to graduate. So at least they will extend the some of us to work there for almost 1 year will be, and they will totally close the college.
okay. Well, circumstances happen.
Mm,
Um, so but you're starting a new position, correct?
yes,
Okay. And it's a teaching role, right?
yes, in the same major.
Okay. All right. So first thing I want you to do is get to know your students. All right. Figure out what their want, needs, and expectations are. All right. Just take the first couple minutes or have them complete a survey. And it doesn't have to be long. It's a
Mm,
short survey. Ask them why are they why are they truly there? What do they expect from the course? What do they expect from you? Right? What do they believe they need? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? You know, what aspects of the course do they think they might enjoy? What aspects of the course do they think they might dislike? Okay, just ask them just easy questions about their wants, needs, and expectations. Okay, this is very important. That's the first thing you do. The second thing you do is actually actually read the feedback. So take the time to read the feedback, regardless of how busy you get. Take the time to read that feedback. Read all the surveys and try to um, categorize it by students so you can pull it up later. All right. Know if Michelle um, is is afraid of the writing part, right? Know that if Mansour is doesn't really like to speak in public. Know that Saleh is um, is has problems with grammar. Grammar makes him nervous.
mm.
Like know these things about them, um, so you can
Confused
react to
when
certain.
they want to start their other skills. If they,
Right.
yes.
This will help you focus your lesson to help support them in the classroom. Okay. because you will already have some intel and information as to who needs what, or who likes what, or who wants what, right? This is important. The second thing I want you to do is to make sure that you create objectives, make sure you have smart goals when you go out to teach your class. So every day before every class, just set 2 or 3 goals for that class. Your goals for your students based on what you know about them. Okay, based on what they read in the survey and based on what you experienced in class. Okay, so every class, create goals for you and your students. Now, these goals must be smart. Okay, I think we talked about SMART before.
Yes.
All right, do you remember what the S means?
If I am, uh, let me take it back to remember. Yes. Uh, don't make it in a traditional way that will not make you, the instructor and the students, at the same stage. So make it in a way that the student find it is accessible and can broke the difficulties in front of him and make him have aspire to learn English.
Um, okay, but okay, that's okay, but that's not a part of SMART. Hold on a second. I pulled the wrong cord. That's not a part of SMART. Okay, I think we talked about. I'm sure we talked about this on
Yeah,
the
I
first
believe
day.
it was in day 2.
So let me just refresh in your memory real quick because this is very, very important. It's essential, actually. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? What? All right, you should see my screen.
Yeah.
All right, S is so this is SMART. All goals, anytime you set a goal in the classroom, or even um, or even um, for yourself, personal, outside the classroom, for a business, anything, all goals must be SMART.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna clear this stuff out. Come on, move the trash. Okay.
It's not, why is it?
Okay. So the first part of SMART is specific. Every goal must be specific. Okay.
Mhm.
What does that mean? That means a goal must address one action. Okay. It must address one action. Or okay. Or it could be 2 actions, but they need to be clear. One clear action. It's better just to make it one clear action. Like for instance, I might say students will be able to underline the subject of a sentence in a sentence. All right. Students will be able to underline the subject in a sentence. That is one clear action. Okay. All right. All right. Or if you want to, you can say students will be able to identify the subject of a sentence by underlining it. All right, but you're saying the same thing, so it's better just to say students will be able to underline the subject in a sentence. Students will be able to circle the subject in a sentence. Students will be able to point to the verb. All right. Okay, that's a
Mhm.
specific action. Students will be able to identify the
So
verb in
they
the
will have an
sentence.
ability to at least master something. Maybe they
Right.
find it's difficult or
Right.
uh,
Exactly.
before.
One specific thing. All right. Now
Yeah,
in a
one
lesson, you can
specific
have
thing.
more in a lesson, you can have more than one goal. And
Mhm,
each goal builds up to an overall ability or skill. Okay.
mhm.
So, but the point I'm trying to make here is that the S stands for specific. It can't, you can't write something like students will become the greatest writer in the world, or students will read very well. No, that's not specific. Okay. The M stands for measurable. Measurable. Oh, that may be there. All right.
Mm.
And what is measurable? The best way to explain it, can the teacher
Track the
see
progress of the student.
see the student do it?
Uh-huh.
All right. So can the teacher see the student do that clear thing, that specific thing? All right. Can I see
Mhm.
the student underline the subject of a sentence? Can I see the student um, circle the verb? Can I
Or
see the
solve
student?
the inaccurate letters in the word or something
Right. Can
like
I see the
grammar.
student? Yeah. Can I see the student identify or point to or highlight the misspelled word? Yes.
Mhm,
All right. That's measurable. All right. I can measure that whether the student is able to do it or not. All right. Did the student do it or not? Is it measurable? Is it
mhm,
something that I can actually see? If it's something that I can actually hear, okay, I should put see here, see or hear. All right. Measurable. Did they do it? All right. I could say yes or no, they did it. I could say they did it halfway. I could say they did it 75% of the way. All right. But they still need help. I can measure it. Okay. Um, students will be able to jump 2 meters. All right. Can I measure that? Is that specific? Yes. Is it
yes, you can
measurable?
watch in front of you, and yeah,
You
that
can
is
measure
very
it. If
measurable.
they if they jump 1.5 meters, you could take a measuring tape and say, nope, you didn't do 2, you did 1.5 meters. Okay.
Mhm.
The next one is attainable or achievable. All right. All this means is this something that a that a person is able to do? Is this something that your student is able to do? All right.
Mhm.
Can your student actually do it? Now, can I ask, can I ask, can I ask a, can I ask a 5-year-old to jump 10 meters?
No, it
No,
can't because this
they
is
just,
over their capabilities.
you're right. That's not attainable. All right.
Mhm.
It's specific. It's specific. It's measurable, but it's not obtainable. All right. It's, that's not something a 5-year-old would be able to do. Okay.
Mhm.
So if it's not within the learner's capability, it's not attainable. So it can't be smart. All right. The
Mhm.
R, the R stands for realistic, or some people say realistic, some people say relevant. It means the same. All right. Realistic or relevant, meaning does the student actually need to know this? All right. So the best example I can give you for this one is when I was in school, when I was in the eighth grade, I think eighth grade, seventh or eighth grade, I think it was the eighth grade.
Mhm.
I took typing class. See, that's how old I am. We actually had typewriters, right? You type on the type, and you went shh, and it came back. You had to change the ribbon out, right?
Mhm.
And when when I was in middle school, that was an important skill to have, to be able to type X amount of words per minute, right? In fact, people would put that on their resume, on their CV, being able to type 150 words a minute, being able to type, um, being able to type, uh, 120 words per minute. I think
More
the
words
standard,
in short time. Mm.
right? I think the standard was like 120 words per minute, if memory serves me correctly. That was you were a good typist, right? But in 2026, that's not relevant anymore. No one cares how many words you can type per minute, right? We have all types of technology. Right? We it's not important any longer. Your word count per minute in typing is not important, right? So
Like,
if I if I asked a 10th grader, I
mhm.
said in the class, students will be able to type 60 words per minute. Okay.
Mhm.
Now that would be specific, right? That would be measurable, right? That could be attainable. I might be able to attain that based on their current skill level, right? However,
Mhm.
that wouldn't be relevant, right? Student doesn't does not need this skill to advance in life. All right. For the most part, and I'm sure there's some situation where it might be applicable, but in 2026, being able to type 120 words per minute is just not relevant any longer.
Yeah, the
So
other part is remember me with the computer science students, where they still at this moment and this day studying JavaScript, making code, something like this. I'm not sure. While if you go to the real world, they just focusing on AI programming a code, not just like a Java programming a code, which no company, no institutes still use it. So JavaScript, it's something still
oh,
in an ancient times. So no need for it,
absolutely.
and they
So
still study it with no benefit, just waste of time or
absolutely. So that's
something.
not smart.
Mhm.
That's not smart. It's
Mhm.
specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, but it's not relevant. It's outdated.
Yes.
JavaScript is outdated. We don't really need it, right?
Yes.
AI can do all that now.
Mhm.
All right. And then the last one is timely. All right. Can The teacher instruct the skill within the allotted time. Or allocated time, I think that should be allocated time. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you have 50-minute class period, can you instruct that skill and have students practice that skill in 50 minutes? Okay. All right. Now, this make sure that everything that you do in your class when you're instructing students is smart. Okay.
Mhm.
So it always goes back to the old saying, how do you eat an elephant?
By the
How
way,
do you
Mr. Ray, sorry for interrupt you. The smart, this is the subject you tell me about the smart point. I remember that you teach me, and I remember the attainable and relevant and specific as well, and other parts. But I didn't match it with the smart conclusion. So now it is installed in my mind, so I can
make
easy
make sure
very to remember it.
make sure you always remember smart, not
Mm.
just for teaching, for everything. If you go into another profession, all goals, whether it's education, business, science, whatever, all goals must be smart. Okay, all goals must be smart. Also, what I want you to remember is that these small goals help to a bigger vision. All right.
Mhm.
Because if let's say you have I gotta learn how to push this thing up. Yeah, there you go. Let's say you have let's say you have um let's say you have 60 days, right, to teach someone how to proofread a paragraph, right? You have 60 days to teach them how to proofread a paragraph. Okay. This will be your vision, right? I got 60 days to teach them how to proofread a paragraph. I'm going to plan a strategy to do that. So I'm going to break it up into units. Unit one, right? Might talk about words. Unit two might talk about uh, meaning,
Mm.
meaning and context. So unit one might talk about words and sentences and grammar. Unit two may talk about meaning and context. Unit three
To
might talk
use
about
conjunction or anything
cohesion.
cohesion.
Okay,
Mhm.
um, conciseness. All right. All right. So so in my plan, the way I'm going to teach this student in 60 days how to
We
uh,
arranged it on
proofread a par
steps.
proofread a paragraph. I'm gonna have a unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. Right. I might spend 4 weeks I might spend 4 weeks on unit 1. That's 1 month. I might spend 2 weeks
2 weeks.
on unit 2 and another 2 weeks
Two
on
weeks
unit
for the
3.
last part, yeah.
Right.
Mm.
That'd be my 60 days. Right. Now, I have my vision, I have my plan of attack, and then I'm gonna have daily lesson plans. All right.
Mm.
I'm gonna have objectives for each one of these days. They're gonna be a list of objectives. Objectives are goals, right? Each one of these days that match the unit. Okay. And these objectives is helping the student what? Practice skills. And I'm going to make sure that the goals are smart so they can practice the skill. Okay. So my goal, if they're practicing skills, if they're practicing skills using smart objectives, they will get, they'll be able to uh, understand how to correct words, sentences, their grammar. I also could put mechanics here, right? I can get them to proofread their paper based on meaning and context, and then I can get them to proofread their paper based on cohesion and conciseness. All right. The point that I'm trying to make here is the SMART goals are the action, and the action, they're the action that builds skills. Okay. All right. That's the action that builds skills. Okay. So make sure you are always using these SMART goals. This video will be on YouTube for you to come for you to be able to access and watch if you forget. Okay. So I'll give you the link for you to watch this video anytime you need additional support or to remember. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, the next, so that's number 2. Number 1 is what? Number 1 is, remember what number 1 was?
Specific,
No, no, know your students. Okay.
you're going back to this
Two,
thing.
build smart goals to build skills. All right. Number 3 is always be watching. All right. One of the most important skills for a teacher, for an educator, for an instructor is to always know what's going on. So make sure you set the environment up where you can always watch your students work, how they respond in class, how they sit in class, if they're falling asleep, looking at their body language. Remember, body language, I can't spell today with nothing. Body language is 80% of communication.
Mm.
Okay. It's 80% of communication is body language. So always be watching students' body language. Right? Always be watching when they practice, because this is where you're going to be able to adjust your goals by watching. We call it teacher noticing. This is where you're going to be able to adjust your goals, right? By watching, because you're going to have goals that you're going to build on a daily basis. On a daily. This is going to be outside of the block book. So your school might give you a instruction book or a block book or a syllabus. These goals are what you, a combination of what your student needs, because that book doesn't know your students. You know your students. Okay? You know your students. So that block book, the goals that you set for your students, along with what the course requires, is what's going to be it's what's going to help you get your students to where they need to be. Don't just strictly be a robot and rely on the syllabus or the block book. Okay? Don't be a robot. Don't strictly rely on the syllabus and the block book.
Yeah, don't be like a teacher who can be replaced so easily with a CD or box or
Absolutely.
any things. Yes.
And, and the way you're going to do that is by making sure every day you have goals. That's why we write lesson plans. You have goals that connect the syllabus, the block book, with your students' wants, needs, and expectations. This is why you know your students. This is why you're going to do that survey, right? This is why you're going to do that survey. You're going to ask them questions, and you're going to take it in the first class, and you're going to take it seriously because you're building what we call a learner profile. Okay,
Mhm.
all right. So build your SMART goals. Always be watching. All right. Always watch your students. Why? Also, so you can adjust. Oh, I wrote the word adjust right here. Because teaching is about adjusting. It's about adjusting to the situation at the moment. When you teach, you're not worried about what happened yesterday per se. You don't forget what happened yesterday, but you live in the moment. You live right now. Because who that student was yesterday is not who that learner is today.
Just today. Yeah.
All right. People have life happens, situations happen,
The
and
experience
you
that
want to be
changed them, changed their
right.
thoughts or their goals as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to be the positive driver, okay, in their pursuit. That's your goal. All right. Four, make sure you're doing formative assessments. Okay. And this is almost like under always be watching, but but I'm going to make it four because this you should be thinking about in your planning. All right. Formative assessments. What are formative assessments? These are the questions you ask in class. These are the little quizzes you give, not the ones that the university or the school gives. These are little small quizzes that you give to your students, and they're not graded.
Make a good impact.
Right. They're not graded. Okay. All right? And these formative assessments should always be based on whatever the expected outcomes are for the course. So whatever you're teaching. So going back, if we're teaching the learner how to proofread, you should have formative assessments every day to make sure that you're moving towards that over that overall outcome, expected outcome rather. What is the expected outcome? The expected outcome is that that student is going to be able to proofread a paragraph in a week, in a month, in in 60 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have questions, you need to have activities, you need to have assessments that make sure for you, not for the school, for you and the student to know that you're moving towards the goal. So I'm going to put moving, moving towards the vision rather, moving towards the vision. Okay. Now I want you to be clear on this. This doesn't mean that the student's going to pass the test that the institute or the college gives or the school gives. What this means, this is for you and the student. That even if the student didn't pass the course, okay, you
Mm-hmm.
know in your heart that they move towards the vision. So even if they're not able to successfully proofread a paragraph the way the school wanted them to proofread the paragraph, right? Or the institute or the university or the business or the job or whatever it is, you know in your heart of hearts, and they know that they move towards that vision or they move towards that expected outcome. So on day one, they know a lot more about proofreading a paragraph, right? Excuse me. On day 20, they know a lot more about proofreading a paragraph than they did in day one. Because you don't want on day 20 the student to say, I learned nothing. I'm just where I started at day one. You want them to say, you know what? I have moved towards this vision or this expected outcome. I might not be where I need to be, but I'm a lot better than I was at day one. That makes sense? Because ultimately, what you want every learner, regardless of whether they pass the course or not, you want every learner to have more knowledge, more understanding about that topic, about that skill than they did in day one. That is a victory, believe it or not. Even if they only get a fail, even if they failed the course, if they failed the course knowing a lot more about the skill the skill or the information or the topic than they did in day one, then you have done your job as an educator. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
This is a
if
little
and
bit satisfied.
right, and if they look and say, I didn't learn much of anything. I'm at day 58, and I'm just as confused as I was in day one, then there's a problem. But if every student can honestly look in the mirror and say, you know what, I might not be ready for the final exam, but I know Mr. Sad did
Mm.
his best to get me prepared. I didn't study, right? I didn't do the things I needed to do. But Mr. Sad gave me enough practice in the class where I know a lot more about the skill or the topic than I did before I took this course. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and that's your formative assessment. So that means you need to have uh, questions, activities, quizzes that are not graded, right? But that you can
And
be
track their
watching.
progress.
Right? You need to have something to watch. You're not just watching their attitudes and their emotions and whether they're sleeping in class. You're also watching how they practice, watching them develop in their practice. Okay. So
Mhm.
these quizzes are not graded. These quizzes are just for you to measure progress. Are we moving towards the vision? Are we moving towards the vision?
Mhm, mhm.
Okay.
By the way, number four, you remind me with when I really I was watching them or the way they are practicing or studying for their reading exam in the same class or in my class itself. Uh, so I asked every one of them to use their phone and get on a website which it will help them a lot to uh, give them the highlight on some questions in reading or the types they need, kind of types they will facing in the reading, and at the same time I look to how they are dealing with it, moving from students to the another and see what's it's the obstacles he faced and which the easiest things or something he can learn it so easily and gain it with not having much trouble. And I assess these things and I know which their troughs and which their weak points, trough points and weak points, and that's it.
Absolutely. The number five is you have to always be learning. All right. You have to always learn. Learn something new about teaching every month, every week. Always be learning how you can improve your skill. I've been teaching for over 20 years, way over 25 years, and I'm always
Mm,
learning. Okay. Always learning. Okay. Six is the last one. Be kind. Always be kind to your students. Always be kind to your students. Okay. Be as kind. And I know you already do that, but that's just a reminder to be kind.
thank you.
Uh, these are the six things you can do. These are the six things you can do to be an excellent educator. This is whether it's an ESL classroom or not. Okay. These are six things you can do. Know your students, build smart goals to build their skills. And this is above the syllabus. Always be watching. Watch out for their body language, but watch out for what they say. Always conduct formative assessments, which really falls under always be watching. Have expected activities, have activities for them to practice so you can watch. Move. You want to have practice so they can move towards the vision. 5, you have to always be learning. You have to always build your skill set. And 6, just be kind. Okay? All right.
You just give me a second.
If you, I'm going to put that whiteboard. Actually, that whiteboard is available. I'm going to WhatsApp it to you.
The is board, right? We mentioned 6 parts of the how you're ruling your class.
All right. I just
Sorry, I
WhatsApp.
just make a quick flip because I work for Ph.D. So and
No problem.
coming
I'm
back to
almost
the
finished. That I'm almost finished. That's what I want you to get out of this course. The other things that are technical. There's a lot of things that include in the TESOL, right? But that's the main thing. If you do that well, you're gonna be a good educator. Okay, all the little technical small things you can learn in time. Okay, don't worry about don't worry about knowing everything in education. Just learn a little bit at a time. The best thing rather, I'm out of it. I need to sleep more. The best thing
I get you. That's
the best thing you
little,
can
little
do,
by little by little. By the time you learn a huge amount of
you'll learn a lot.
knowledge,
Absolutely.
rather than make it in one day, 2 days, you make a lot of pressure on you, and you will heat this process after all.
Absolutely.
But by
That's
time
the
you'll find it easier.
little bit over time,
You'll get
little bit
huge things.
over time, and you'll be surprised how much you gain over 5 years or over 2 years. As long as you get a little bit of knowledge, you care for your students, and you kind, and you care about them, you improve a little bit over time. That's all I really have for you. What I need you to do is I need you to write the name that you want on your certificate. Exactly. Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna try my best to get it out to you tomorrow. It might be Thursday, but I'm gonna try my best. Today's Tuesday. I'm gonna try my
Much
best. Are
appreciated.
you in are you in Riyadh now?
No, actually, as I said, I'm in hometown, but I'm soonly gonna move to Riyadh. By
How because the certificate is paper. How am I gonna get it to you?
uh-huh. I might gonna meet you on Saturday or Sunday.
I can
If
scan
I'm
it to
gonna be
you.
late, Monday is the maximum date I'll be in Riyadh. So maybe I'm
Um,
gonna be before the Monday and Saturday. I'm so late. If I'm late, Sunday. If I'm so late or at the maximum date or deadline in Monday.
okay. Well, I will do my best to have it ready tomorrow, if not Thursday. Okay.
I'm much appreciated. You
And then
know,
I'll scan it to you so you can have a scanned
yeah,
version.
yeah. Scan version will be much because you know they they're really rushed because the semester will start in 23rd this month, and
I
they
will
have.
scan it. I'll scan it to you as soon as I have it. So and then you can get the
Mhm.
paper later. Okay.
Much appreciated, Mr. Ray, and I'm sorry to make this all rush things happening
No,
all the time.
don't apologize.
As I said, I want to talk to you, but I don't have face to tell you that I have all these things, and I don't know how to arrange it. So, but I'm
Don't
really
worry about it.
appreciate your
Don't
kindness
worry
and
about it.
things.
If you need any help in the future, just reach out. Don't hesitate to WhatsApp me or call me if you need any support in the future. Okay.
I'm much appreciated for your help, and I'm not gonna hesitate. Once I need things, I have your phone, and absolutely, I'm gonna meet you. By the way, even if I have this kind of things, because meet someone in real life, not like facing him in the phone or an online meeting.
Absolutely. Just make sure you, again, important, send me the name, the correct
Now I'm gonna
spelling.
send it now, but there is a problem with my father name, which is has two different written type.
However
The
you want
name
it.
in his, yeah. Let me take his name from the. Uh, okay, I will send it now. Let me just
Send it,
make
just take,
two things.
whenever you get the name that you want, just send it to me, okay?
Hmm.
All right, Sad.
Bye.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Again, I'm
Thank you, Mr. Ray.
serious. I'm serious. Anytime you need any other support, don't hesitate to reach out to me, okay?
Thank you, Mr. Ray.
All right. We'll see you
You really
soon.
was really good helper with that things. See you.
All right.
Thank you,
Bye for
Mr.
now.
Ray.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Mr. Ray,
Yeah.
how do you think the possibility to if I can take the scanning copy of the certificate tomorrow? I know I don't want to make rush, but is there any possibility or can be
I'm
tomorrow?
gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best to get it to you tomorrow. I'm gonna try my best.
Okay.
It's a strong possibility before the morning. Before
Mm,
I'm gonna try to do it before 11 o'clock, 11:30
mm,
in the
mm,
morning. Okay. All right.
Thank you. Because the rush is because they want to hire one and they were not gonna wait to someone to.
I
So
got it.
in terms of
I'm
hour,
gonna do my
it's
best to do it as fast as possible for you. Okay.
thank you, Mr. Ray. The name will reach to you within 5 minutes.
Sounds good.